Me just doing a short little video on Stephen King's The Shining. This is my favorite movie. I received a letter with one person asking me how it feels like to, for me at least, and how to describe them. And since I'm not good on doing videos, I thought I'd pick out one movie that has the things that I experienced, especially in my childhood. And this is The Shining. Stanley Kubrick's is a classic, but this is The Shining that Stephen King liked as well, and it's a different movie. And many of the things here, except for the visuals of ghosts appearing as humans, the things that Danny experiences is like when he sees this, has this premonition of something might happen. I had that as a child. I didn't see a person telling me, but I got this haunting feeling of cold, and I knew that at that place soon something really bad will happen. And when my father was separated from me, when my father moved, my mother took me to Sweden before my father found us. I lived alone with her, and that was crippling. I had to climb out of the window and hide in the forest since she was into quite dark things. And in this movie, as it is a big hotel, the Stanley Hotel, you can feel the build-up, and that was how I experienced my childhood, being alone, and I could always feel when my aunt and my mother and my grandmother were up to something. I could feel the build-up in the energy that something is going to happen. It is. And then at the same time you are going to school each day, having good grades, pretending that everything is right at home, and you have this terror and tummy ache, and you're afraid of being alone with some family members. And here is the build-up the same. And then there are some other scenes that are very important to me, as in this scene when the father, that is like a playhouse or a dollhouse, I don't know how you say it. There are some bushes or hedges that are cut into animal shapes. They are covered in snow, and suddenly they are not covered, and the swings start moving around him. And he looks around, but suddenly the snow has disappeared from the leaves, and they appear to have become closer. And that's something I've experienced a couple of times, and it was extremely terrifying. I think I was 11 years old when that happened. And that is the backstory of how I experience things. And the sad thing about my feelings of dread, they always came true. So I knew that something bad was going to happen, but I didn't have the power to stop or change anything. But I received this warning, and I could climb out the window and go and hide in the forest, since I felt home and protected in the forest always. My mother and aunt, they believed that there were a lot of evil in the forest, and that the forest protected me, so they didn't come after me there. And this movie, since it is the slow build-up, that describes the true feeling of, it starts as nothing, and then it builds up, and you start to have these uneasy feelings, and you might feel watched, and everything takes let's say, months to build up, and then it gets worse. And but without the visual of any ghost or something. I didn't have those. Some people do. But sometimes when a young person has asked me for help, I've shown them this movie and they can watch it as well as some other movies I have, to trying to see, what they are scared of, since often the thing you are scared of in a movie, that is the thing that you might experience either in your dreams or in the astral or in your daily life as a premonition or precognition or clairvoyance or something. So this is the movie I always say to sometimes when people want to really know me as a person and not only as a co-worker who don't speak about this stuff. Then I often tell them that my childhood was like this. Except for the fun parts when I was in the stables, but that was why I was never at home. I slept in the stables each weekend and I spent my time with the horses and in the forest and at the farmhouse and milked cows instead. But this was a short story about the best movie I've ever seen, where there is this feeling of what is coming to happen and how it builds up slowly. There are good days and there are bad days and the slow, sudden build up. And I hope this answers the question that I received this letter from, and as always, if you are afraid or anything, I'm sure that even in the comments there are people who might be able to help you if I can't, and we all been through fear, we all been scared, we all been newcomers. I'm a newcomer on this internet thing and using a mobile phone, so I'm an absolute beginner at this, and so no one stands above somebody else. We are all beginners in some point or another in our lives. And have a magical day. Bye for now.